Hey guys, welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 simple flying machine engines. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's design number 1. This is a horizontal flying machine like I just said previously, and this is kind of the standard flying machine design. These two right here are kind of the more standard small engine designs. And so these are very similar to each other. They just have their observers placed in different locations, but I'll get onto that one in a minute. First, we're taking a look at this one, so let's send it off. This is the automatic return station that I have built for it. So this observer just detects when this flying machine comes in close, then powers this block, which is the repeater set to 2 ticks, then powers this block, which powers the redstone, which then powers this trapdoor. This obsidian is here to stop the flying machine since it's a movable block. There's a few movable blocks in Minecraft. Furnaces is another one. Leaves is one. But I use obsidian just because it's easier to see in tutorials, so it just makes the tutorial a little bit easier to understand. The lever is optional, but this will turn off the return mechanism so that when it comes and reaches the destination, it doesn't send itself back. So this just turns this off so that you can keep it at this one spot. Okay, so now we've got the build here. We've just got 2 sticky pistons and 2 slime blocks creating this square here with an observer on each end facing into the slime block. So we've just got these 2 pieces that we just shifted over and flipped around for each side, and that makes up this flying machine. So then I've just got this trapdoor to activate it, but you can use whatever you want. So now we're on to number 2. Okay guys, so this is flying machine number 2. This one is very similar to the last one, but this one is more of a cube shape as this one's more flat. So let's send this one off. So as it bumps up against this observer here, the observer is going to power this obsidian block, which is then going to power this redstone, which powers this repeater right here that is set to 2 ticks, which is then powering the trapdoor to send it back. So right here, this is the obsidian to stop it because it's an immovable block so that we can send it back. So let's send this one more time. So you'll see it'll stop and then be sent back. So it stops and sends back almost immediately. Okay, so all the flying machine auto return stations right here are going to be set to 2 ticks. You can also use 4 ticks. 1 tick does not work, and 3 is a little bit off. It kind of gives it quite a bit of delay before sending back, just because of how this opens up. It doesn't quite trigger it right. So now we are on to flying machine number 3. Okay guys, so we're going on to the 3rd and final horizontal flying machine right here. But real quick, I want to say something about this last one, and that is I made an in-depth tutorial on this one and a return station for it, which is this one right here. This is the more updated one because this one is a lot simpler. So I would use this one. If you do look at that tutorial, don't be confused by this. I would definitely use this one since this one's a lot more efficient. Okay, so now we're on to this flying machine right here, number 3, and let's send this off real quick. So this is going to fly over, and we've just got the same design, just at a different angle this time because of how this comes in, how this one's built, sorry. So what we have is that observer comes up against here, and then this observer right here powers this block here, which is then powering this redstone, which is powering the repeater set to 2 ticks, which powers this trapdoor. So we've just got this obsidian block lined up with the slime block right there to stop the flying machine so that we can send it back. So one thing you might have noticed about all of these flying machines is it's usually just this 2-part, this 1-part piece that is just flipped over on the other side. So we've got this one right here. This one's a little bit offset. This one is just these 4 blocks repeated on both sides and then flipped around. So let's send this off one last time, and we'll see this in action. Okay, so that is our 3rd and final flying machine for the horizontal group, and now we're on to the vertical side. Okay, so now we're on to the vertical flying machines, and this one right here is what we're going to start off with. Real quick before we do though, I made an in-depth tutorial on how to make a simple flying machine elevator in Minecraft. And I'm going to link that in the upper right corner in the iCards in case you're interested. That is using this design right here. Okay, so now let's get into the build. Like in the other ones, we've just got the one piece that we flip over on the other side, which makes the two-way flying machine design. So if we send this off, we'll see we've got our return station right here. This observer is detecting this observer move in front of it, which is powering this block, powers this redstone, which is then powering this block. The repeater is taking the output from this block and then powering this block, which then powers the trapdoor. That is a lot of power. Okay, so then we've got our lever, which is on all of the builds, which is optional. So that just turns off the return station and allows you to turn it back on when you want. Okay, so that is design number 1 for the vertical side, and now we're on to design number 2. Okay, so here's our second vertical flying machine here, and this one we've just got our observer facing into the slime block here, which is powering this sticky piston. This observer is on top of the sticky piston facing into it, and then we've just got 2 slime blocks with the sticky piston facing into them below that. One last thing before I send this off though is all of the pistons in this guide are sticky pistons. None of them are pistons, so yeah, just keep that in mind if you're building these. So let's send this off, and this return station is very similar to that one right there. The difference in this one is that instead of having the obsidian block right here, it's over here to stop this, to touch this slime block, which will stop it. Okay, so let's show that in action one last time here. Okay, so that's how it works. And then we've just got the observer powering the block here, which is powering the redstone, which is then powering this repeater set to 2 ticks, which powers that trapdoor right there. Okay, so then our optional lever right here, and that is all the designs. Okay guys, so that is all 5 of our simple flying machine engine designs. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye.
Never mind.
So if you did enjoy this tutorial, guys, I hope you did. That was so bad.